why you shouldn't sleep with accomplished guys to feel good about yourself. Stay till the very end because you're not going to want to miss this. You're not going to want to miss the key to why people do this and how to take care of yourself so when others don't realize your value. So continue on, you'll see what I mean. Stay till the very end. And if you feel triggered by this video, stay till the very end. Like, trust me, you're gonna want to watch this full thing, get all the information, and you'll realize what I'm saying. I'm not talking about hypergamy. I'm talking about like self-validation by sleeping with men. I'll explain in this. So first off, this is a type of validation, probably the one we seemingly tell ourselves lies to avoid, especially as women, when we think who we are with equates our worth. So yes, it's true to a sense, but don't let it be fact to a fault. And I'll show you exactly how to undo this and how to like think about this. So, suggest an idea. Cannot speak today. Suggest an idea. Suggest a way of how to deal with this. So, how to deal with the thinking of this. So don't ever solely rely on another person to do all the work for you, creating all the value of who you think you are. So you think you should be with a person. So you should be your own person with your own critical thinking and not regurgitated platitudes of opinions of others. So is it true that who you date is who you equate? Who your other half really does tell a lot about who you are. If you are around successful people, you might be successful yourself hoping it rubs off, but it just means you are only success adjacent unless you take action and do something about it yourself. There is a lot of play in these dynamics, obviously, as this is oversimplified, but to a man, him sleeping around is just sex. But when a woman sees him sleep around, she sees her security potentially leaving her if she's with that man. So that doesn't always mean monetarily. I mean her actual self-esteem escaping her. So when a woman gets replaced by someone who's younger and more attractive in different ways that she can't offer, other people see her as possibly less than what they thought she was, or less valuable, or her reputation and sorry, my room is a mess because I sell clothes, but this is my office actually, but they might see her reputation and who she carries herself to be crumbles. So some women sleep around first to prevent this from ever happening, but it still happens all the time because we can't control what others do. But I used to hang out with people whom I thought were respectable and like who were brilliant musicians or artists or something, and thinking that other girls or boys would see me as cool or desirable just because I was next to them. So, but this was the last time I did this was when I was a teenager. Honestly, I was 15 years old the last time I did this, and I realized not so long later that they weren't that cool because I look at where they are now and they haven't moved. They're flatliners. They didn't go anywhere. So years later, I looked down on myself for doing this, but I realized I had to learn the hard way. So in this context, in the way that I needed to understand it. So today, when I see or hear about grown women doing this, my head kind of shakes internally. But like, people need to learn. So it kind of worries me because those women are ruining it for others who don't do this. They give us a bad name. So first things first, grow up, get a grip, and love yourself. I know this is so easy to say. It's because women haven't discovered their own value yet that they do this. I used to hear and see a lot of women saying to love yourself, and I wondered, why is that when I say this, it feels empty, like there's no meaning to the words. It's because I didn't know who I was yet, what my purpose was, or what I had to do, what I had to offer, what fulfilled me. Also, those were not the right words. For me, it's I respect myself, not I love myself. Now that I know, it's so easy for me to say no to spend my time with just about anybody. So in clinical psychology and behavioral study, it is claimed that women who sleep with everyone, unless given a reason, let me go back. So it's in clinical psychology and behavioral study, it is claimed that men sleep with everyone unless given a reason not to, where women are the opposite, where they don't sleep with anyone unless given a reason to. Someone I know who had a first wife decades ago cheated on him boundlessly. Her reasoning was she wanted to conquer men who were great. Why would you want to sleep with someone who's great when you can just be great yourself? That's validation at its finest. So one of my favorite quotes is by Cher, where her mother asked her, why don't you marry a rich man? And she responded, Mama, I am a rich man. I am all about that prioritization of power. You throw your power where you want it to grow, not where you feel like you have to because other people will see you in a certain way, where once you are already fine with yourself, which can take a while, it might take a while if you haven't done so already, and once you find out what you have to offer over time, other people will see this and will appreciate about you. Or if you haven't found it, other people may have told you what they appreciate about you and you haven't realized it yet. So some people are not very self-aware, and that happens. That's okay. I know someone who was, until they were 75, they didn't know like that they had all these weird idiosyncrasies. So it's okay. Like some people just never go throughout life. Some people just go throughout life never knowing. So I took a few personality. So you can't stop someone who knows where they're going. So when you know yourself, you can't stop yourself. You find out your boundaries, you find out what you can actually take, you find out what you will not take. So I took a few personality tests, and when I was a kid, I loved these types of quizzes because I was curious, I didn't know. Where these days, I do not waste my time on them because I already know all the answers, and I'm like, every time I take a personality quiz, I tell them I'm doing it with someone else, usually because they want to do it, and I'll show you my results, and I say, watch, I know the results, and I said, and they're like, no way you know the results. And every time I get the results, I've never done the test before, the results are exactly what I say they are going to be. So I was talking with a friend about my friend has a business and he uses them to hire people in his business. So I was curious to see what this questionnaire was. So he facilitated it verbally, asking me all the questions in the test. I answered aloud, and at the end he said, I'll give you the test results tomorrow. I said, okay. And he was really surprised. And then he asked me, do you actually want to see the results? Are you interested? And I said, I'm not really bothered because I already know who I am. Why do I need a test to tell me? He admitted that was part of the test, and I actually passed the test with flying colors. So like if he was to hire someone. So how do you actually become fine with who you are? So I will preface this by saying it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take time. It's a journey. It's going to be up and down. It's not going to be perfect. I will also tell you that I don't care how beautiful you are, how smart you are, how much money you have, how accomplished. Well, like if you're accomplished, you probably know a bit of who you are, but so expand your knowledge and capabilities. Sharpen your skills in any way you can. I was in the Netherlands years ago, and there was a Hungarian immigrant guy who spoke English and Dutch so exceedingly well. I asked him with genuine academic wonderment, why do you speak English? And he said, because I can. It's that simple. So when you see what you can do, what your skills are, and you know you are good at something or have mastered something difficult or challenging, and you have an achievement, that's one of the many ways to find out who you are. If you do this multiple times over and over in like many facets of different subjects in your life, so you can find out more about yourself. So just try new things. Put yourself into new situations all the time. Be curious. There was a study done for travelers around the world, done by Condé Nast Traveler, what makes someone attractive, and the ultimate answer is curiosity. Basically the opposite of closed-mindedness. So don't be stuck in your ways. Keep asking why and finding the answers for yourself. If you have never been axe throwing and you're a person who wears all pink and you've never been axe throwing and people don't expect you that you're good at axe throwing, go axe throwing. Try it for the very first time. You might find out you're good at it and can also bend the boundaries of your depth of what people could potentially assume about you. If you don't like axe throwing, you could say that you tried it and you move on to other things that you like to try. For instance, I had a friend growing up whom she was a screenwriter, and she was like, her life was about screenwriting and all this. Everybody knew her for that. That was her life, and we were at a cowboy themed party, and there were actual ranchers there, like the people who control all the horses, like for bucking and for riding. And so one of the games was to lasso and do tricks with a rope. And she tried lassoing for the very first time and was too good at it. Everyone thought she was a ringer. Like the seasoned cowboys that were there were wondering, like, did she have experience with this before? Nobody saw it coming. She never did. So you will never know yourself until you try and put yourself in new situations. So maybe even uncomfortable ones, because what to do when others, so uncomfortable situations are the best way to grow, and you need to just change your relationship with comfort. You need to fall in love with discomfort. So people are like, I have fear because blah, blah, blah. Have no fear, be fearless. I should probably make a video on that because everyone always tells me I'm fearless, but I don't it's because I don't care what people think about me, honestly. But I'm not afraid of looking like a fool. If I'm trying something for the first time, it's like, hey, I'm a first timer. Like, I'm not going to be good at it. I don't expect myself to be, I don't know, who's a famous chef? Like, I have a bunch of famous chefs, but in my head, I don't expect to be Jamie Oliver the first time I cook scallops. Don't expect me to be good at it. I'm not afraid of looking like a fool. All it takes is practice, time, and effort to get good at something. So put yourself in uncomfortable situations. If people laugh at you, who cares? You're a beginner. Like, what to do when others don't see your value or still don't see your value after you know you already are a high value person? Walk away. So they're not on your level yet. They might not ever get to that level. I have a full video post on this, why development in your 20s is so crucial. It's based on a book by Dr. Meg Jay, and it'll be linked below. But a lot of people don't have a developed enough frontal lobe to answer such questions for themselves. Therefore, they can't see that in you. So what the frontal lobe is, it's a part of your brain that it develops between the ages 20 and 30. So everybody is completely individually cased. So you can't say, oh, by this time for this age, for most people, it's this and this. No, it's different for everyone. So your frontal lobe answers questions like, when should I get married? Like, all the gray questions. It's never black and white. Like, should I take this job? What are the benefits of going into this long-term relationship? What are the benefits of going into this job? What are the benefits of moving to this new place? Like, all the really hard-hitting questions are answered by your frontal lobe, and a lot of people don't ever have it developed, like fully developed. So I know a lot of 40-year-olds who are like this, and funny enough, so they'll be like successful in school, because school is all about teaching how to be good at deadlines and finishing people's work. That's really good to be good at and organized. So, but then there is also people who are, and being organized has nothing to do, like being good in school has nothing to do with being street smart. And a lot of people just assume that being street smart, if they're like bad at school, sometimes you're not street smart also, you're just bad at everything. So that's why you need to work on yourself. So it's not, the two doesn't go hand in hand, that if you're not good at school, you're street smart, just as a heads up. But the thing is, people who are like, were good in school are wondering, why are all these people who weren't good in school getting ahead of me in life? So that's the frontal lobe. It's because they have a more developed frontal lobe. They have like the more critical thinking that you need in order to live a long-term healthy decision-making life. So those people who don't see your value are not ready for you. So move on and find people who are. Find your tribe, find others who are even miles ahead, and value their presence, because you know what it's like when someone doesn't value yours. Once you do find these people, serve them by being your best self, and do this for you. You want to grow with these wonderful friends and immerse yourself in high value people only in their time. And when you see others appreciate you and you appreciate others, and you encourage each other to grow and become better people together. So I have a full post on how to make friends as women, and how to find your tribe basically, and how to be good friends, so, and just connect with women. So let me know in the comments below what you're doing to master yourself and to become a better version of you. I'd love to know your thoughts and ideas. So watch my red flags video also to find out some things to avoid being and working on yourself if you want to level up as a super kind, beautiful, inside and out human. And like, if you go on dates, like, you find all these red flags in people, but you need to find these in yourself first. And I could always use new things to implement, so comment below your ideas, and let's get our minds growing and thinking on how we can find value in our everyday lives by brainstorming some thoughts below. So like, I like to get ready first thing in the morning. I like to exercise first thing in the morning. Some people like to exercise at night so they feel tired before they go to bed. So tell me all the things that you're doing to level up in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I hope you find some inspiration in this, and feel free to share with your friends, like and subscribe to help my channel grow for completely free $99. Your support is endlessly appreciated. So follow me on LTK@GAGDixon, subscribe, and sign up to my weekly email newsletter where I have tons of style outfit ideas and glow up tips. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.